Well, crime surging across the country. Check this out. Smash and grabs running rampant throughout major cities. This one you're watching taking place over the weekend. You may recognize it at a Sephora store. This in Los Angeles. You see it was put on TikTok. Employees supposedly forced to stand by and watch while this all went down. Clearly, obviously, bags full of whatever they wanted moving through. There's no pushback. There's no retaliation. But why is it happening? The best way to understand the crime is to get into the mind of a criminal. So joining us now is a mentor, a consultant, and former armed robber Marcus Big Herc Timmons. Yes, you heard that right. Big Herc, thanks so much for coming on. We do appreciate that and taking the time here. If I could just dive, well, first of all, let me ask you this. You want me to call you Marcus or Big Herc?
You can call me Big Herc.
All right. Big Herc, good to see you. I'm Sean. I want to ask you this. When we do these media shows and people are flipping channels on cable news networks, the conversation is always this. Criminals know that these attorneys general are very soft on crime, and they have soft on crime policies, or these states have soft on crime policies, or they're not enforcing the laws. My main question to you is, do criminals actually watch cable news, or do they actually pay attention to which cities or states they can get away with things and which places they cannot?
I don't know if they're necessarily watching the news, but I would say even before they commit the crime, there's been a disconnect with society to the point where they think that if they can get away with this particular act, there's no repercussions. So there's something going on first. If you look at the age of a lot of these individuals who are under 18, something going on at home with the family structure. They're not being proper parenting or a father figure in the house. That's the main thing. I mean, these crimes are gateway crimes that lead to other crimes. The same things that these kids were doing, there were friends of mine that were doing this in the 80s with no mask on. So it's nothing new. It's just now it's being shown on social media, and kids are thinking that this gives them some type of accolade. And the fact that they're not getting caught, they think that they can keep going on with those particular crimes.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you, Big Herc, because they are being caught on camera, but it doesn't seem to deter them. If anything, it seems to enhance the problem.
Yeah, because the fact that they have a mask on, they think that that's somehow hiding something. And the fact that they weren't apprehended at the time of the action, they feel that they got away with something. But all that's just leading up to something bigger. And a lot of these kids have no idea what they're getting themselves into or what this is going to lead to down the road. A lot of these guys, if they continue on this path, they're going to eventually have 2 or 3 felons on their record. And then when they get busted for something else, they're going to be in a penitentiary for a long time. But they don't think about that. 16, 17, 18, 19, you're thinking about the immediate gratification. You're seeing that other people are getting away with it. And you're thinking that this is something you can do, and it doesn't require any type of skill set outside of just taking advantage of another individual.
So some of these criminals have been let out the same day or the very next day, or bond bail set very, very low. In your opinion, would longer incarceration time be an option for you to slow down on crime? Would higher bail be set? No bail? What do you think needs to be done to curb violence in an immediate fashion? Obviously, you can walk this down, the family, etc. But in terms of now, immediacy, what can be done in your mind?
Those particular institutions, as far as those businesses, if they have security out front, if you have something that is somewhat of a deterrent, and to begin with, because when somebody sees a federal building and you see armed guards or you see a bank, and even then, I mean, unless a person's beyond like the fear factor, they would still possibly enter a bank. But if you see a security guard and know that there's a potential on the spot that you could be arrested or possibly apprehended, you'll think twice. If you think foot patrol, just any form of security, it makes people think twice. It's like going into a grocery store and you see a guy standing out front. You might not want to run out with a steak, but you'll think maybe this guy's going to tackle me. I could be arrested. There has to be some type of fear of repercussions. There is a consequence. with no consequence, you're thinking, oh, I'll be out by tonight, then you're going to continue to do what you're doing. You're not going to feel that there's anything to worry about if you do get caught, because you'll be back home, and then the next day you could do the same thing.
Big Herc, a great conversation. If I had more time, I have so many questions for you. I'm out of time, though. I do appreciate that. I know the viewers do as well. Thank you for that. That is Marcus Big Herc Timmons joining us live.
Thank you.
Got it.